cold will finally be restored. All ye saints will witness, standing shore to shore. Lions, time to sell you roar, take back what thieves to sell you. Will choose death, the God in Moga force. Choose yea, this day all lions roar. Judah, Jesus man, lions, so you roar.
I overslept.
Lion of Judah, your sickle line tears through the demonic forces, we eat through their snares. Jesus is the main lion, tell them what they do. The power of main line, the blood resides in you. The love and light codes will finally be restored. All ye saints will witness, standing shore to shore. Lions, time to sell you roar, take back what thieves to sell you. Will choose death, the God in Moga force. Choose yea, this day all lions roar. Judah. Jesus man, lion, so you roar.
Come on, y'all. Come on. Wait. Let me do it like this.
Lion of Judah, your sickle line tears through the demonic forces, we eat through their snares. Jesus is the main lion, tell them what they do. The power of main line, the blood resides in you. The love and light codes will finally be restored. All ye saints will witness, standing shore to shore. Lions, time to sell you roar, take back what thieves to sell you. Will choose death, the God in Moga force. Choose yea, this day all lions roar. Judah. Jesus man, lion, so you roar.
What they said you better fix this Dushawa. I don't think they talking about you though. I can see Dushawa name all over the place. I said the first time I ever heard the word or the term or the name Dushawa was Chief Engine Dushawa. I know they ain't talking about Chief Engine Dushawa. I've been hearing your name all day. Say he need to fix this. He messed. He the one. Welcome, great light, huh? Greater light to your great light, and the greatest light of all is love, huh? When love fall, what you like to say? The song for the day. Look, I was thinking of a song. You know, before I get on here, I like to think of a song, right? And the song that came to mind was Harvest for the World. Isley Brothers. It wasn't one of them old spiritual hymnals or whatever. Isley Brothers came to mind. Harvest of the World. Mm-hmm. You remember that? I know you know that song, Chief Introduce Your Huh? Yeah, I've been here. Listen, I was over at the Young Elder yesterday, right? And I'm listening. I like to sit and listen to some places. It's like watching Netflix or something. I don't watch all that other stuff no more. So sometimes I'll go to other places. It's not that like I said, I'm over there to get knowledge or nothing. It's just like watching a TV show. I'm just saying. So I'm hearing. I was like, this is like the third time this week I done heard something about Dushawa. Who is they talking about? No, they ain't talking about my chief engine Dushawa. I'm hearing all kind of news. Places getting shut down, but I know who the police for that. I know they work at Harvard. Anybody working for Harvard, they suspect. But don't let me say it. You know, I'm here in the corner sitting in my rocking chair. I know it ain't you. I know it ain't you, but it's somebody that uses that same title in their name. Huh? They going down the list. They going down the list. I don't know if the list starts from wherever I sent the first letter to, and then the last would be the first, and the first would be the last. I don't know. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Before I get started, let me get out of my flesh and say it the way that I need to say it. You can repeat this with me if you want to, Chief Engineer Dushiwa, huh? Or you cannot repeat it at all, you know. Or you can reflect upon it. But here it is. My mind is God's mind. I'm always reflecting divine wisdom and divine intelligence. My brain symbolizes the capacity to think wisely and spiritually. God's ideas unfold within my mind in perfect sequence. I am always poised, balanced, serene, and calm, knowing that God will provide the perfect solution to all my needs. Amen. Not just some of my needs, all my needs, huh? Amen. What they did, switching, talking about moving time forward or whatever. There again, I slept like a baby. I call myself, I say, yep, I'm going to church today. I was going to surprise everybody. Where you been? Yep, all ready and everything. Ooh, when I woke up, I was like, oh my goodness, where did the time go? Oh no, you know, and I still could trolley over there right now if I wanted to. What time is it? Yep, I could, but you know, that's all right. There's a reason why God orders my steps, huh? And He provides the perfect solution to all my needs. And the perfect solution was for me to wake up the time that I woke up, when I normally wake up at 5:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? So hey, that's how I'm gonna take that. Like, God know what He doing. I heard them women over there talking about we are women, we gods. They still on that. If they was the gods that they said it was, all the children to be saved right now. No child would be suffering. No child would be left behind. Getting tired of people sitting there with all they blaspheming. We gods. My husband said something hurt my feelings one time. He heard the one that I'm married to now. He said something. I don't know where Mr. King at. He's somewhere in the world, somewhere. He hurt my feelings, but then what he said was real. If we was gods, not a child would be suffering, going through any type of trauma or nothing right now. Cut that mess out. And then the one who said it, I swore they was like, I ain't trying to be funny. I thought they was like real ancient mamas. I thought they was every bit of my mama age, like 70 something. And when they said they was just born like 67 or 68, I was like, we about the same age. Oh my goodness. No disrespect. I'm just saying that's how my mind was as I was watching the TV show last night. I had to get from over there. That's why I heard your name. Well, the title within your name, Chief Engineer Dushiwa. So I knew you was going to pop up. I knew it too. I said it. Now when I go live, I know I'm going to see Chief Engineer Dushiwa because they spreading his the title within his name all over the land, huh? And then I thought about you with your feet. I said, where he at? And all the lessons I learned in listening to you. Now, see, I learned from you. See, people I can say I learned something from. I learned a lot with you and Power Flower. See the flowers. Huh? Wherever there's the love and light of Christ, there gotta be a flower, huh? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, you know I love you, Chief Engineer Shawar. Huh? That's right. Power Flower. It's all coming around in the 363 degrees. This is my communion. Don't that look like communion there? I'm drinking up the wine. Okay. All right. So today I decided, I'm going to continue with the Foridana star, golden star. But before I go there, I got messages from the French. The French said, I said, wait a minute, I held this book up last night, right? This dictionary. Let me show y'all. Let me show you. And then, of course, whatever's in my spirit, roaming around in my DNA codes, told me, go back and open up that book again. All right? Go back. You see that pineapple on there or whatever that symbol that is there. There's a message in there for you to give to the people. I said, no, it ain't. Ain't no message in here for me. That's a seal. That seal right there means something. Huh? And that seal, that seal is about, you know where pineapples grow on the island of your grandmama's birth. The coconuts. The pineapples. The conch shells. They got a message in there for you. It was just for you. It's about the Foridana flowers. Now, it don't matter how old that book is. They meant to tell you something. It's something about you and yours and all of the flowers of Christ, what they think they trying to do. And I said, nah, it couldn't be. That's too much reaching. I'm talking to myself now. That's too much reaching. Said, no, you go to Matthew 6 and you're going to see that Jesus even has something to say about the flowers. Ignore the lily part. That got messed up in translation. You just look at that. He's talking about a flower and how, look at me trying to put on another pair of glasses on top of the glasses I got. That's some grandma stuff right there. That this Solomon's house where James, them come out of and Tesla them work with and all. Oh, you go and see what he was talking about. Okay, so I go to Matthew 6. Yeah, see. I pick up this one. Now I'm at a green one. Going between the green and the burgundy. The green and the maroons. All right. So I come to Matthew 6:28. Why are you worried about your clothes? Look at the flowers in the field. I just put it like that. They don't worry about theirs. Yet King Solomon, in all his glory, was not clothed as beautifully as they. That's why that's going across my screen right there. You see that right there, huh? Solomon in all his glory can't even compare to the Foridana golden star. Oh, look how she talking. Who she talking? Who she thinks she talking to? I'm talking to them. I'm talking to them. Look at that. I'm talking to them. They know who I'm talking about. They know who I am, and I know who they are. So that's just confirmation about War of the Roses. The lilies. Well, the Foridana golden star ain't even battling. God does the battling for them. Huh? Yahweh, great and mighty Yahweh. Oh, Yahweh. Can a dummy? Can a dummy? Look. So what message would I get out of this book with this pineapple symbol on it? Who is they trying to seal up in here? I'm breaking all the seals. Huh? So as you remember Funk Wagner. You remember Funk Wagner, Chief Introducer, all right? Everybody, I was so proud as a little girl. We in the projects that we had a collection, Funk Wagner encyclopedia collection. So when we had homework to do, we could go in there and get educated and come back with a project report. Anyway, so can a dummy, you would probably be a lot more familiar with what I'm about to hit right here. Where that pineapple seal on there and the message that they got coded in there. You know why? Because it's French. It's French. What is the French doing in the English dictionary? World dictionary. Huh? Yeah. Huh? Here we go. And they talking about flowers in their coded message. Huh? They talking about flowers in their coded message. Okay, Chief Engine. When you hear the word cabbage, outside of eating cabbage, what's the first thing come to mind? Let's get all the ways that they would use the word cabbage. Some people would say refer cabbage to money. Now, when I think about cabbage, I always think about the videos where I see them making fake cabbage and lettuce and selling them in the grocery stores. People think they eating real cabbage. Yep, look, fruit comes after the flower. Now, in this book right here, the cabbage is mentioned twice. The flower. So it says the flower, and then it says the cauliflower, right? Okay. In UK, in the Britannica, see that? The Britannica, their term for cabbage in a derogatory form is, let me tell you derogatory meaning of cabbage to the Britannicans. Uh-oh, did I lose it? Yes, it is an offensive term to describe a person who is physically alive, but not capable of much mental or physical activity. I didn't know that, Canada. I mean, I'm just learning that today. So now, I just thought about the Cabbage Patch Kids. Oh my goodness. And how we all wanted a Cabbage Patch doll. The word cabbage can be used as an offensive term to describe a person who is physically alive, but not capable of much mental or physical activity, possibly due to accident or illness. Now, is that describing a person being a vegetable? I don't think so. Because in this coded message that I'm about to reveal in regards to the flowers, it is important not to use such terms. This is what the assistant told me. He said, be careful using the terms now because it could be very hurtful and disrespectful. Yep, I'm not trying to use it. I'm trying to see when they coded the message in this book right here, when they coded the message about the pineapples, the beings who are related to anything place where Foridana flowers flourish. But in 1973, they said, yeah, we want them to be extinct. Well, way from the 1800s, early 1800s, they sealed up a message in here about the flowers, calling them cabbages. Now, hear the words. I want you to hear the words that I'm about to say within these messages. Uh-oh. Okay. And I'm going to tell you the meanings. I just turned to grandmother. That's not where I'm supposed to be right now. All right. Ready, steady. The first word in this coded message that they coded in 1605. Accusation. The first word in this coded message that they coded in 1605 for today, for this era, accusation. The next one, argot, A-R-G-O-T. The next one, arithmetic. Yep. The next one, bass, B-A-S. Then they used it bass again, B-A-S. The next one, kahir. Oh, let me tell you I'll wait on that. Let me just get to the 1605 message for today. In regards to the flowers of Christ. All kinds, purple, yellow, whatever flowers of Christ. Kalu. Kalu. Chow. Chow flower. Now the chow flower, that the first one is cabbage. The chow means cabbage. The second one means cabbage flower, like cauliflower. But that's not what this code is, Consequence. Consequence behind these flowers coming and opening their mouth and not shutting up. And then the consequent of the cult. They have culte, that's next. And the cultivator, that's next. Difficulty. Diggers, or digest. Embarkation. Embarrass. Your embarrassment to the, if y'all can't complete the Gog and Magog before the time is up, before this next the most important eclipse where they're supposed to synchronize everything and get up that new constellation that ain't gonna happen. Entraindrer. That's a bug. A bug. A flower always got a bug. Entrerecu. I know I'm not saying it right. I should have studied a little harder in French class instead of sitting there being in my dreams is my reality replays. But it's spelled Etrerecu. They need people to pass and not fail. This is the government. This is a code to the government now. This wasn't, I just happened to find it. And they figured if I found it, and then they mentioned flower again. After the Etrerecu, then it's flower again. Then it mentions flower again. So that's 3 times in this coded message from the 1600s that they mentioned flower in some type of alphabetical order. The grand root. I'm not making this up. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. The granite, and this is specifically talking about the granite, the granite. So the grand root and how they have to use the granite in their codes. I'm not making this up. Incarnu. Huh? There's a stranger. You know how they refer to Jesus as a stranger. I'm a pilgrim and a stranger traveling through. Yes, sir. They talking about Jesus in this code right here. Let me continue. And it's inconvenient that these flowers is about to bloom and they won't be quiet, huh? That's the next word, inconvenient. The next one is the language. And I'm telling you, it's talking about the language of light. It's spelled Langue. They warning them from the 1600s about the language of light that's going to come through. They thought they was going to hide it in this Britannica dictionary. So instead of this being language, it's about the tongue. The tongues of the stranger will become inconvenient to them in their legal weaponry that they're trying to do, to the people. And literally behind the tongue or the language is talking about light. The next word is lantern. Would a man light his lantern? Huh? I'm not making this up. Huh? And then what month are we in? January, February, March. These flowers will come and start opening their mouth in March. The next word is March. I'm not making this up. I promise you I'm not making this up. Huh? I promise you I'm not making this up. This book is right here in front of me. And the codes just revealed itself. That they thought and they hid it. And they said, yes, we going to send y'all a message. So then it puts the next word, March again. That you need to come up with some type of bargaining, some type of a way, some type of funds. Like right now, they got in the CHIPS Act. They say they're going to give people 48 dimensions of credit. All type of incentives. They coming up with all type of incentives to see if they can make distract the flowers of the Cristo love that's in the Foridana, the golden Foridana, the Foridana golden stars. King Ellis, the next word, moiler. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's letting you know that these the light code of love that's coming out in March also come through the water. That's what this word is. Mouiller. The next code, the Moors. So because I keep going from this green book, hold up, let me show you one more time. I'm coming from this green love and light code. And they say, well, we're going to have to use death behind it. Mourrir is the next code. And under that, it says we got to starve them to die of hunger under that word. Mourir de fam. Mourir de fam. MOURRDEFAIM. I said, oh yeah, who they think they talking to, huh? So then they said, well, the next word, there's a speaker, somebody that just won't shut their mouth. That's how Jesus did. So the next word after Mourir is orator or orator. ORATEAUR. The next word is orchestrate. The next word is Peru. Now, this is definitely about something about Peru. So I didn't look in the news yet or nothing. I didn't go to see in Federal Register what's going on with Peru that's connected to whatever mission that the United States government, the federal agencies, OPM, NATO, and all of them is coming together. I didn't go to check that and see what is the significance of Peru in it. But I do know that Peru is on that fault line where everything's supposed to sink into the ocean. I know that. I don't know if Peru is the starting point when that eclipse begins and then goes up over to Carbondale, Illinois at high noon. I don't know yet, huh? But this is the coded message from 1600s. I almost finished. This section. This is how thick the section is in the message. Let me show you. This is it. This is one section, and the next section goes into another section. This isn't me making up words out of the whole book. This is just one section of a code in 1605. Almost finished. Look, as big as this book is. Huh? They coded up a message to try to get rid of the flowers of Christ in a way. I don't know what they thought. So after Peru, whatever happens in Peru, the next word is perpetual. And then pourquoi. Why is the next word after perpetual? Why? Ask the why, huh? Why the why? Huh? King Ellis, you know the why. You know that paper. You know that work. Why the why? Huh? Well, the Frenchmen and the Britannicas that wrote this and used this seal to try to hide this message right here said pourquoi. And behind that, then they said rotten. Pourri. Now, let me tell you something about that word rotten. When I was looking at the Florida Foridana, golden a star. And I told you when I broke down what the translation of the word means altogether, I saw in one part of the translation where they say the golden a star. No, in the word chrysopsis. Chrysopsis, you have chrysos, which is gold, and then a chemical binding that creates green, and whatever chemical in it that causes healing in the flower. But then behind that, the subsis means to rot. But I'm going to take you over there. So now, behind their message, the next word is rotten. And then after that, the next word is hardware. Now they're going into the body, the system, the computer system. And the word for hardware is quincaliere, like quin, like quincera, quince, and then the Cailleri. So it's spelled Quincallerie. But the meaning of it is hardware. Then the next word behind that is Quito. I don't know where Quito is, but I may look it up a little later. I may not. But it's a place. I don't know if that's so close to Peru. I don't know if that's another angle or place where they, using the frequencies and all that they're planning for April 8th. Then the next word, the skull is as far as it can. The next word after that is representation. And then they use representation again. Then the next word after that is hope. But it says hop. So the saltilier, the S-A, it could be salty, or whatever this word means in French. S-A-U-T-I-L-L, the tiller, the saw tiller. Oh, the saw tiller. Saw tiller. Oh, goodness. And then, so they're going to release the saw tillers and the savages, because the next word after that is savage. And then the sauteneer, it means to contain or maintain. They got to maintain authority. They leaving a message just in case from 1605. If things don't go right. And behind that again, they use sauteneer again. S-O-U-T-E-N-I-R. Then after that, the word is tigger. I'm not making it up. T-I-G-E. Which means to stalk, right? Or stem. Stem cell research. Stem of the flower. They need a saw, the saw tiller, to cut the stem. Stem cell research. The next word after that is veal, like veal. Veal is babies. Not so sure that where they have a whole thing in there on children and family, going down a list of all the things in children and family, how they want to deal with the children. The last word after that is vehicle and zoology. So do you think I'm reaching? It don't matter if y'all think I'm reaching. They know Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I did last week. So, the military dog wives, who know who they are, that come over and watch and report and do whatever battery that they think they're supposed to do to try to get me to quit and see that I won't quit. So what they did is they came to me and they addressed me. They said, since you won't quit talking on the outside the way you're doing, because we done gave you this chance and opportunity time and time again. We going on the 33rd year, and it's like they have to do everything in their power to get me to be quiet. So we have all this laid out on the table for you. The world could be yours. You can have all this right here and more if you just be quiet. And so when I didn't be quiet the day before they were supposed to go over and let me know if I made it to the floor, because I still didn't be quiet. As a matter of fact, I slept like a baby. When I got there that morning, you had something looking like they were so disappointed to see my face. And so they sat down with me and said, look, your standing is going to the big dogs. And I'm like, okay. All right, And then God told me, he said, nope, that's not the way I want you to handle it. And I'm going to give you all the right things to say, and I hope they listening. I'm going to give you all the right things to say, because there's a reason. You stop looking at you when you said, I'm ordering your steps. Shut your mouth and do it the way I need you to do it. And that's what I did. And guess what? When they had me for my last day to work Friday and nothing beyond the schedule for that, now all of a sudden I got a rest of the schedule. And what I'm saying is, they know who I am. And I'm not gonna stop talking. And I said it and I meant it, that there's nothing that they can offer me that will make me retract anything that I'm saying. Jesus is on the way. God is he is ushering in, the kingdom of God. It's gonna be a new earth, This stuff was written before I got here. I'm just one of the 144,000 witnesses. We all saying the same thing, just in a different light, Well, if it's creepy, that's right. Drinking up the wine. That's right, Canada Dummy. Drinking up the wine. Communion today. Oh, my Lord. You should have been there 10,000 years. Drinking up the whole drink. I'm not done. That's just part of the code. So I don't mind reaching, I love reaching for the Most High. I don't mind. Would you like some? This, I said 7 days, nothing but beets. Well, this is beets, mango, ginger, lemon, and orange. This is my breakfast. Oh, and apple cider vinegar. Some apple cider vinegar in there. Give it that. All right, let me get back to this message here. Okay, so I said, okay. I don't know. I didn't have no intention of going back to this big old burgundy book when I picked it up yesterday. But since I came to it and seen that message, now you help me, Bing, figure it out. So Copilot did this. Let me go ahead and let them read the first one. This is for those who understand French, and then after French, it's going to be in English. So there's a dialogue that was created. I let Copilot do all the work. These are going to be fun and interesting. The first one is playful. These are playful creations, the first two with those words. Okay? And again, the words are, I don't have to read them again. You'll hear them within the phrase, within the first two dialogues. Then it's going to get serious. Okay? Ready?
Certainly. Here's a creative dialogue that incorporates all the words you provided, first in French and then translated into English. French dialogue asterisk. Jean, cet astérisque astérisque accusation astérisque astérisque est absurde. Ton astérisque astérisque argot astérisque astérisque n'a pas de place dans cette discussion des astérisques astérisque arithmétique astérisque astérisque point. Marie, peut-être, mais tu es toujours astérisque astérisque bas astérisque astérisque dans le classement. Ton astérisque astérisque cahier astérisque astérisque est aussi vite que ce astérisque astérisque caillou astérisque.
How many times is she gonna say risk?
Moi, je ne suis pas tête en l'air comme toi, qui confond un astérisque astérisque chou astérisque astérisque avec un astérisque astérisque chou-fleur astérisque astérisque point. Marie, c'est une astérisque astérisque conséquence astérisque astérisque de ma nature astérisque astérisque conséquente astérisque astérisque. Je astérisque cultive astérisque mon esprit, pas des légumes. Jean, tu trouves toujours la astérisque difficulté astérisque à astérisque digérer astérisque la vérité. Comme cet astérisque embarcation astérisque que tu ne peux pas diriger sans astérisque embarras astérisque point. Marie, je préfère ça à astérisque entraindre astérisque des illusions. Au moins, j'ai été astérisque reçu astérisque avec des astérisque fleur astérisque qui astérisque fleurissent astérisque point. Jean, tu parles comme si tu étais la reine de la astérisque grand route astérisque. Où est ta astérisque gratitude astérisque pour ceux qui t'ont aidé? Marie, je ne suis pas astérisque inconnu astérisque Z, mais elle astérisque inconvénient astérisque c'est que je parle une astérisque langue astérisque que tu ne comprends pas. Jean, ta astérisque lanterne astérisque est peut-être allumée, mais tu ne vois pas où est la astérisque marche astérisque. Tu vas astérisque mouiller astérisque ton orgueil. Marie, mieux vaut astérisque mouiller astérisque que de astérisque mourir astérisque d'ennui en écoutant ton discours des astérisque orateur astérisque sans astérisque orchestre astérisque point. Jean, tu as peut-être voyagé au astérisque Pérou astérisque et vécu de manière astérisque perpétuelle astérisque. Mais astérisque pourquoi astérisque es-tu si astérisque pourri astérisque en astérisque quincaillerie astérisque. Marie, parce que je suis allée à astérisque Quito astérisque pour une astérisque représentation astérisque, pas pour astérisque représenter astérisque une quincaillerie. Jean, tu astérisque sautille astérisque autour du sujet comme un animal astérisque sauvage astérisque. Tu ne peux pas astérisque soutenir astérisque un argument. Marie, je astérisque soutient astérisque mieux que toi, qui ne peut pas voir au-delà de sa astérisque tige astérisque de fleurs. Tu n'es pas astérisque beau astérisque quand tu bougonnes. Jean, au moins, mon astérisque astérisque véhicule astérisque astérisque de pensée n'est pas bloqué dans la astérisque astérisque zoologie astérisque astérisque de ton esprit étroit. English translation asterisk. John, this accusation
I want
is
to
absurd.
pause it, but I don't want it to start over because I'm going to tell y'all something.
Mary, maybe, but you're always low in the rankings. Your notebook is as empty as this pebble. John, at least I'm not scatterbrained like you, confusing a cabbage with a cauliflower. Mary, it's a consequence of my significant nature. I cultivate my mind, not vegetables. John, you always find difficulty in digesting the truth. Like that boat you can't steer without embarrassment. Mary, I prefer that to embracing illusions. At least I've been received with flowers that bloom. John, you talk as if you were the queen of the highway. Where's your gratitude for those who helped you? Mary, I'm not unknown to help, but the inconvenience is that I speak a language you don't understand. John, your lantern may be lit, but you don't see where the step is. You're going to whet your pride. Mary, better to wet than to die of boredom listening to your speech of an orator without an orchestra. John, you may have traveled to Peru and lived perpetually, but why are you so rotten in hardware? Mary, because I went to Quito for a performance, not to represent a hardware store. John, you skip around the subject like a wild animal. You can't support an argument. Mary, I support better than you, who can't see beyond his flower stem. You're not handsome when you grumble. John, at least my vehicle of thought isn't stuck in the zoology of your narrow mind. I hope you enjoy this playful exchange that includes all the words you listed. If you need any further assistance or another creative piece, feel free to ask.
Yes, can a dummy. Risky business, right? Because I don't know if Bing or Copilot or assistant think that I don't know French to the point to hearing risk through the whole, like they sent a warning to the people. Because if I show you the script, all that she was saying, risk, it was like a warning. Because that's not what the script says. Let's see. It says you don't see the word risk nowhere in the first French dialogue. All I did was took the words in the code from here. In the first dialogue, she mentioned the words, but throughout the whole thing, what she kept saying, can a dummy, a risk, a risk, a risk, a risk, a risk, a risk. A risk, a risk, a risk, a risk. Like an alert, like an alarm. Sound the alarms, huh? Sound the alarms. That's right, because that's what she just did. Canada dummy, I'm so glad you over here, and I know you kind of know French. I don't know if you speak it fluently or not, huh? Let a Haitian come over; they'll tell you the same thing. One who has the broken patois of French, they'll know. She not really saying nothing but saying the words that you put in and saying risk. She not reading the dialogue, and I show you the dialogue, and the dialogue has full words. The same translation that they did in English is what was said up in the first dialogue, in the French dialogue. Risk, 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 risk. What risk we talking about, huh? Play at your own risk. Play at your own risk. I'm just saying. Risk, 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 risk. Okay, so I finished having fun with that one, right? And I said, now, let me have her do it again. So this time I said create a paragraph with the words versus creating a dialogue the way she did. Now here it is again. First paragraph in French and the first one and the next one in English. What you hear in English is what's written in the French dialogue paragraph also. But let's see how they play the game.
Here's a paragraph incorporating all the words in the order given, first in French and then translated into English. French paragraph asterisk. Elle astérisque astérisque accusation astérisque astérisque était lancée dans un astérisque astérisque argot astérisque astérisque incompréhensible, et la solution semblait aussi complexe qu'une équation des astérisques astérisque arithmétique astérisque astérisque. Il se tenait astérisque astérisque bas astérisque astérisque, les yeux fixés sur son astérisque astérisque cahier astérisque astérisque, évitant le astérisque astérisque caillou astérisque astérisque sur lequel il avait trébuché. Le astérisque astérisque chou astérisque astérisque dans son jardin n'était pas aussi grand que le astérisque astérisque chou-fleur astérisque astérisque de son voisin, une astérisque astérisque conséquence astérisque astérisque de son manque d'attention astérisque astérisque conséquent astérisque astérisque. Son astérisque astérisque culte astérisque astérisque pour la nature l'incitait à astérisque astérisque cultiver astérisque astérisque malgré la astérisque astérisque difficulté astérisque astérisque à astérisque astérisque digérer astérisque astérisque cet échec. Son astérisque astérisque embarcation astérisque astérisque était petite, mais son astérisque astérisque embarras astérisque astérisque était grand lorsqu'il tentait de l'astérisque astérisque entraîner astérisque astérisque. Il rêvait des astérisques astérisques être reçus astérisque astérisque avec des astérisques astérisques fleurs astérisque astérisque qui astérisque astérisque fleurirait astérisque astérisque le long de la astérisque astérisque grand route astérisque astérisque, où sa astérisque astérisque gratitude astérisque astérisque serait connue de tous, même de l'astérisque astérisque inconnu astérisque astérisque. Elle astérisque astérisque inconvénient astérisque astérisque était que sa astérisque astérisque langue astérisque astérisque maternelle était rare, sa astérisque astérisque lanterne astérisque astérisque ne brillait que sur les marches de sa maison, et la astérisque astérisque marche astérisque astérisque du temps ne cessait de le astérisque astérisque mouiller astérisque astérisque de pluie. Il ne voulait pas astérisque astérisque mourir astérisque astérisque sans avoir été un grand astérisque astérisque orateur astérisque astérisque, sans avoir dirigé un astérisque astérisque orchestre astérisque astérisque, sans avoir vu le astérisque astérisque Pérou astérisque astérisque, sans avoir été astérisque
Nah, Canada dummy.
dans ses passions. Il se demandait
Because she translated it, the words properly.
Pourquoi sa astérisque 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 ne prospérait pas comme celle de astérisque astérisque Quito astérisque astérisque.
The risk
astérisque représentation
of the risk.
astérisque dans la communauté.
They sent that message back
astérisque. Il voulait astérisque astérisque
to the creators in 1605
astérisque astérisque sauvage astérisque astérisque
to warn them.
Soutenir astérisque astérisque ses rêves. Sa astérisque 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 était solide, mais il voulait que sa vie soit aussi astérisque astérisque belle astérisque astérisque que celle d'un astérisque astérisque véhicule astérisque astérisque de luxe, pas coincé dans la astérisque astérisque zoologie astérisque astérisque de l'existence quotidienne. English translation asterisk. The accusation was thrown in an incomprehensible slang, and the solution seemed as complex as an arithmetic equation. He stood low, eyes fixed on his notebook, avoiding the pebble he had stumbled upon. The cabbage in his garden wasn't as tall as his neighbor's cauliflower, a consequence of his significant lack of attention. His cult for nature compelled him to cultivate despite the difficulty in digesting this failure. His boat was small, but his embarrassment was large when he tried to embrace it. He dreamed of being received with flowers that would bloom along the highway, where his gratitude would be known to all, even the unknown. The inconvenience was that his mother tongue was rare, his lantern only shone on the steps of his house, and the march of time kept wetting him with rain. He didn't want to die without having been a great orator, without having led an orchestra, without having seen Peru, without having been perpetual in his passions. He wondered why life was so rotten, why his hardware store didn't thrive like the ones in Quito. His representation in the community wasn't what he represented. He wanted to skip freely, be wild, and support his dreams. His stem was sturdy, but he wanted his life to be as beautiful as a luxury vehicle, not stuck in the zoology of everyday existence. This paragraph weaves all the words into a narrative that reflects the character's introspection and aspirations. If you need any further assistance or another creative piece, feel free to ask.
Now, see what I'm saying? Both translations is in the same paragraph. Remember, if you know, you weren't, I don't think you were with me yesterday, the last time I went live, and I said that asterisk is a great build. But even in the translation of the first paragraph, and this is the same being reading both parts, fluent in French. She didn't read asterisk, 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 asterisk in English. Like I said, the code that I got out of this book in 1605 was about the French, a message from the French about the flowers. So now let me go to the next part of what I said. Okay, that was weird. That was strange. That was creepy. That might be reaching, Canada, 1605, when language was changed again, right? Okay. So I said, well, here, let me get her to do it another way. Now, here's where it's about to blow up. Because I know she's already sent the message through the system all the way up to Tesla LLC. Tesla.gov, MDRI. Who's MDRI? I keep saying MDRI, and I'm not talking in the format that they try to give it to you in the government. Who's MDRI? She already done sent the messages, but here is where I'm going to play this next one. You ready for this one? Command out. Come on now.
Certainly, here's a coded message crafted with the words provided, structured as if it were a communication to military agents concerning revelation theories and artificial intelligence. Coded message asterisk. Alpha team, this is command. Initiate accusation protocol against compromised Argo. Engage arithmetic sequence for encryption. Maintain BA profile operations. Update Kaye logs. Secure Caillou assets. Cho and Chauffleur operations are go. Analyze consequence data for consequent patterns. Cult intelligence is key. Continue to cultivar assets. Expect difficult in data digger process. Embarkation protocol is compromised. Execute embarrass maneuver. Untrained network for signal capture. Etra recu at extraction point with Fleur codes. Ensure they fluor upon activation. Grand route surveillance is active. Express gratitude to local assets. Encanu protocol is in effect. Anticipate inconvenient countermeasures. Utilize long decryption for comms. Lantern signals at 1900 hours. Marquet to rendezvous point. Marquet under cover of rain. Muller operation is a go. Moore code is last resort. Orateur will brief on orchestra maneuvers. Peru initiative is standby. Perpetual vigilance required. Decrypte astérisque astérisque. Pourquoi astérisque astérisque dossier? Puri intel to be cleansed. Quincalary items are in play. Keto summit is confirmed. Representation of AI capabilities critical. Ensure accurate representing. Sotiller frequency for comms jamming. Savage protocol for data extraction. Astérisque astérisque soutenir astérisque astérisque cyberdéfense. Astérisque astérisque soutenir astérisque astérisque network integrity. Astérisque astérisque tige astérisque astérisque surveillance satellite online. Tigebo operation is green. Vehicle deployment at dawn. Zoology project is classified. Proceed with caution. Command out. This message incorporates all the words in a manner that suggests covert military operations involving artificial intelligence and information security. If you need any further assistance or another creative piece, feel free to ask.
Now, Canada, that whole dialogue right there was just supposed to be in English. While she came in, stepping in, making sure she said sent another code. Brit back then when they couldn't Morse code it, and they put all their codes in all these different books, that they say, well, they ain't gonna look. They don't read, huh? And we want to make sure get rid of the books, huh? Because they not gonna know how to code computer programs anyway. Huh? What's the pineapple for, huh, Rick Ross? Now I'm thinking of all the songs where they code up words like pineapples off of Solomon's temple, Solomon's gate, Solomon's house in them. Huh? So I wasn't done there. I said, really? That's what you're going to give me? A risk. I should make a dance. Huh? The risk. Huh? Ain't nobody made the risk dance yet. We know play at your own risk, but It ain't no more games. The game is up. She's saying asterisk. Yeah, okay. So then I decided to go into etymologies and stuff, and I could do this. I don't need her to read it. I'm gonna take the time to read it. Since I got time, I woke up late. I didn't make it to church. Oh my goodness. I don't know why they had to go push that clock forward. Anyways, accusation. From Latin, accusatonium, or accusationem, meaning a formal complaint, indictment. I heard the term indictment. Who did I hear that from? Latrell Tinwell. Latrell Tinwell, I heard him. No, he didn't say it. Whoever put it in a text or text form or something this morning said it. And I told you, I swear, I think that person, I'm connected to their service somehow. Somehow. I don't know, but I can't figure it out, but I will. But I heard him saying he used that term indictment. Now, mind you, what I had about this, the word indictment was right here. It's right here in hardware form. Hardware form. Right here. In this book. And the code that I just gave was off the top of these pages right here. In between, just for French. That's it. From 1605. Co-pilot's first attempt on giving me the etymology for the word out of this book uses the word indictment, which comes from the accuser, accusare, meaning to call to account, to make a complaint against. Argot. The term argot refers to the jargon or specialized language used by particular groups. It is believed to have evolved from the Middle French word gargate, meaning throat or gullet. Gullah Geechee. The Gullah Geechee. Argot. I'm not making this up. I can't make this up. Arithmetic. Now, it could be the tick, tick, tock. Tick, tick. Tick that bites. Or the rhythm of the heart. Either way, the next word in that, all them words I gave you out of the code, out of this Britannica of world language, is derived from, in the meaning, counting art, the art of counting, or from arithmos, meaning number, counting, and amount. Bass. Now, we're not talking about Bass Rock Express with the double S. This just has the one S, which still means the same thing. But in that code, bass, meaning short or low. Cair, if you take the S out of Cair, the S added in there would have been cashier. But the word there means care, or like the K's, the K's of Bahamas. A Biscay, the Biscaya, the Biscayas, the K, the Kai, C-A-Y. That's what it means, right? But then it goes into a further meaning when it comes to the paperwork. a sheet of paper folded in 4. Remember when I said it's 363 degrees in a circumference? If we take the dot that Lazarus Lamel always said that everybody forgot about, but then you add the 2 lines that make it look like a cross. When you fold at that dot, it becomes 4. Huh? Huh? And that is the heart of the matter. And the heart of the matter has 4 chambers. Huh? Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. So the Kair, a sheet of paper folded in 4, or quaterni, or 4 each, or from a quarter, 4 times. That's what the Kair is. Kalu. Now, there's that little boy. It's Caillou, Caillou, or you could think Callaloo if you like to eat Jamaican food, right? But the Caillou in this code means small stone or pebble. The chow again is the cabbage. And remember, the Britannicas, cabbage to them is just like calling somebody a vegetable. And they let Michael Jackson be a whole fool. Whoever helped him write out, "You a vegetable, you a vegetable." He was saying to the people in the 70s, in the 80s, putting it in their head, replaying it at Bass Rock Express. You a vegetable, you a vegetable. You a vegetable, you a vegetable. You a vegetable, you a cabbage. To this day, people still can't decipher what it is he was really saying. And all I say, and I've been saying it for as long as I've been saying it, that them words, when I first was singing it and dancing to it as a little girl, that's what it was saying, putting us in vegetative state of mind. And then had all the little girls in the projects making their mamas, all the poor children, their parents work extra hard to go get them a Cabbage Patch doll. Can you imagine? I'm saying, I remember, I didn't want a Cabbage Patch doll, but I had got one. I didn't think it was anything cute about a Cabbage Patch doll, but my niece and my sister, they all wanted Cabbage Patch dolls. I'm just saying. And to come to find out, when the people in the hood and all us in the hood start talking about, yeah, bring me that cabbage. And now, all these years of my life, I didn't know that cabbage was derogatory. So then the next word, it says chow. It says meaning cabbage, but literally stalk. Literally stalk. That's what it says here. Literally stalk. So in that coded message from 1605, and they Britannicas with the stamp seal closing up with a seal of a pineapple. It literally means stalk. And then the cow flower or the chow flower. So the stalk of the flowers is the next word. And then the next word was consequence. And we all know what consequence is. It's a result that follows after a con of sequences and ripple effects. And then it mentions consequent again, but it doesn't say consequence. The next word was consequent. And in that format, it means to pursue, to follow closely. Let me go. I need to get the charger. I'm going to stop for 1 second. This is the first time. Wait, I done went past the hour and I still want to go. It must be power in the Beetlejuice. Beetle. I'm going to pause it for a second and go get this charger. A charge to keep I have, my Lord, a charge to keep I have. Don't you know that I have a charge to keep I have? And thank you for those who are still here with me. Ooh, thank you. Mm-hmm. Who would know better than me? Canada. High stakeholders. People put into asylums are assets. Exactly. When I was put into asylum for research and development for something that I didn't do, Canada, and to see how long they could go on supposedly torturing and tormenting, which they have yet to succeed. Almost in 2001 when they killed my son. Yeah, almost. I almost stayed right there in that dark pit for them 2 years. And I probably would have never made it out if it wasn't for the love and light of Jesus. And people praying for me. People that truly, genuinely loved me and believed in me and continued to keep me in their prayers. That's right, Canada. You right. Assets. It's so much money on my head for if they succeed or fail. And it's not just me, it's 144,000 with the same story, huh? That's why if they succeed, the rest of those who will be left behind would be research and development. And it ain't nothing they can say, huh? That's right, Canada Dummy. You hit it right on the head. Who you answer to? Huh? You go take the message back to them and say, it ain't working. Huh? That's right. Right on the head. Let's continue. Huh? MDRI. Just because you said that, I'm going to make sure I put it up here that I remember to cover the French workers through MDRI programs that work directly with South Florida Evaluation and Treatment Centers, including Tesla, who work directly with Sandra Bowman and all them. All them. That's right. Huh? Including the same people that I'm a servant of right now. They just said, we're going to make her a servant, see how she going to do. Huh? Make her a slave to the game. She going to have to be a slave in order to pass this one. Huh? We're going to break her yet. We're going to break her yet. Like I told you, Kenny, tell me, let me go back and retract this story a little bit. I didn't feel like I needed to do that, but since you want to throw it in there like that, let me remind you. If you was there, I know you was there. I know Chief Engine was there. A lot of people from the HOTC and other, from the beginning was there. And I said, if I did what they say I did, what kind of justice system is that would take me to put me on a wheel to get my son back? And what kind of justice system would want to hire me with if I did what they say I did to work for them? Now, since I went through that time and time again, this time I took the road just to see where it's going to lead. What they think I'm going to stop or they going to stop. Huh? Wake up. Wake up, Canada Dummy. Wake up, Canada Dummy. God is on the way. When they killed my son, the Twin Towers came down. I don't care if they used the airplane. I don't care if they so-called whatever props that they used. Okay, since you want to go there. And all of the stakeholders, just for me now, their whole goal is that I be filled with hate. Huh? That they can destroy the love codes in my DNA. Huh? Each individual that is coded with the love and light of Christ. Out of them 144,000 is the mission. The mission is to destroy the light, the love and light. Now come again. Try better with your words, can a dummy. Huh? Try a little better. Let me continue. Let me get back. Go tell your people nothing working, can a dummy. Huh? That's what you go do. Ready? Back to the French. Playing games with Cabbage. All right. So after all this and the consequences behind all that, I decided to ask this question. I said, well, it wasn't a question, it was a statement and a command. When you ask artificial intelligence to create something for you or do something to you, you're giving it a command. Okay? It's not that you can't think for yourself. It's the same thing that the system, the government system does. They give the computers a command and they deploy the command through TV programming, through frequencies and agents. And their commands are directed directly towards the people, whether it be your plant food, the pot and soil you use, the stuff that you're eating. So all these commands, from the time they've been using artificial intelligence and AI capabilities, you are part of the asylum of it. You are, can a dummy, a patient. Because of the CHIPS Act, you are a patient. You're not put into asylum anymore. The land is the asylum. You don't have to be put into an asylum anymore for them to continuously research on you anymore because of the CHIPS Act law that was passed. And all of the things that they could do to get you into a cabbage state of mind. And seeds of hatred and everything else, lust, confusion, fear, and everything else is the prop that they're using so that when the kingdom does come, you could be stuck here and left behind, and the wheels are going to keep on turning. But it's not going to be like any time before. So here we are. So I said, well, go ahead and use the words in the exact order that I gave them to you before, correlating them within a message that defines the Foridana Golden Star, final rule in the Federal Register. And this is what she came up with. Ready, steady, let's get it. Latrell Tinwell, did I say hello to you again? Greater light.
Certainly. Here's a message that incorporates the words you provided in the exact order to define the Foridana Golden Aster final rule in the Federal Register. In an accusation of environmental neglect, the argot of conservationists has been arithmetical in its precision, advocating for a BAS line standard of protection. The cahier of regulations, once as barren as a caillou, now blooms like a cho, and the cho fleur of the Foridana Golden Aster thrives as a consequence. This consequent shift in policy is a cult victory for those who cultivate our natural heritage, despite the difficult and digor of the complex legal embarkation. The embarrass of past inaction is now replaced by efforts to entraindre the species' habitat, ensuring it is etre recu with the care it deserves. The fleur of the Foridana Golden Aster will flourish along the grand route of recovery, a symbol of gratitude for conservation efforts. Once and canoe to many, its plight highlights the inconvenient truth of biodiversity loss. The long of the law now shines a lantern on the path forward, and the marquee of progress continues. We must not marquee back but instead muller our commitment to prevent the mourir of such unique flora. The orator of this rule speaks to an orchestra of stakeholders, from the Peru of public opinion to the perpetual pursuit of ecological balance. We ask pourquoi delay action when the risk of becoming puri is so great? The quincallery of legal tools is now aligned, and from Quito to the corners of the globe, the representation of a species' value is being representing with renewed vigor. Let us so tiller with joy for this step, yet remain savage in our dedication to soutenir the delicate the tige-bow of our natural world. Our vehicle for change is in motion, and the study of zoology reminds us of our responsibility to all life's diversity. This message creatively uses the words provided to reflect the significance of the Foridana golden asters delisting from the federal list of endangered and threatened plants, indicating its recovery and the end of the protections it previously received under the Endangered Species Act.
So the whole point of lifting the Foridana golden star off of the Endangered Species Act is to stop it from being protected. And I knew when I was moving into war mode and began again armoring myself with the armor of love and light and using Ephesians 6 on a daily basis. You see what's going across my screen? That's Matthew 6:28. That's Matthew 6:28. I may read that again, but I'm also going to continue. I'm going to replay that one more time. I want y'all to listen again closely. If you choose to. You don't have to. But I'm going to play it one more time.
Certainly. Here's a message that incorporates the words you provided in the exact order to define the Foridana Golden Aster final rule in the Federal Register. In an accusation of environmental neglect, the argot of conservationists has been arithmetical in its precision, advocating for a BAS line standard of protection. The cahier of regulations, once as barren as a caillou, now blooms like a cho, and the chofleur of the Foridana Golden Aster thrives as a consequence. This consequent shift in policy is a cult victory for those who cultivate our natural heritage, despite the difficult and the complex legal embarkation. The embarrass of past inaction is now replaced by efforts to entraindre the species' habitat, ensuring it is etre recu with the care it deserves. The fleur of the Foridana golden aster will flourish along the grand route of recovery, a symbol of gratitude for conservation efforts. Once and canoe to many, its plight highlights the inconvenient truth of biodiversity loss.
Didn't it just say
The law of the law now shines a lantern on the path forward, and the marquee of progress continues. We must not marquee back but instead muller our commitment to prevent the mourir of such unique flora. The orator of this rule speaks to an orchestra of stakeholders, from the Peru of public opinion to the perpetual pursuit of ecological balance. We ask pourquoi delay action when the risk of becoming puri is so great? The quincallery of legal tools is now aligned, and from Quito to the corners of the globe, the representation of a species' value is being representing with renewed vigor. Let us so tiller with joy for this step, yet remain savage in our dedication to soutenir the delicate the tige-bow of our natural world. Our vehicle for change is in motion, and the study of zoology reminds us of our responsibility to all life's diversity. This message creatively uses the words provided to reflect the significance of the Foridana golden asters delisting from the federal list of endangered and threatened plants, indicating its recovery and the end of the protections it previously received under the Endangered Species Act.
33 years in the making, huh? 33 years in the making. Okay. So I ended up veering off and asking a couple of questions that don't really have any significance to this bill. And then I ventured back. I ended up asking about cabbage. Hold up. And then I wanted to come over into Revelations. So these same words in this listing, what I did is did a translation and connect them with any of the Jewish texts, the Jewish apocalyptic texts, and Revelations of John, with these same words that's in this code in the Britannica of that section from 1605 that just happened to grab my attention. So let me begin. Let's see. The accusation would be Revelations 12:10, which speaks of the accuser of our brothers, who accuses them day and night before God. That's Revelations 12:10. So let's go. Let's get some Bible study on Revelations 12:10. Revelations 12:10. I didn't make her do the work when I want to flip some pages. I don't mind flipping pages in the Bible. I don't make her do all the work, the commands. Him, her, whatever it is over there. So Revelations 12:10. And then I'm going to go to Revelations 21. Let's see. Revelations 12:10. Oh, and that would come right under the observing the great conflict with the woman and the dragon. So the first one that it gave me as the accuser is under that scripture 12 and 10. Then I heard a loud voice shouting across the heavens, "It has happened at last. God's salvation and the power and the rule and the authority of his Christ are finally here." Oh man, of his Christ are finally here. For the accuser of our brothers have been thrown down from heaven unto earth. He accused them day and night before God. They defeated him by the blood of the Lamb and by their testimony. For they do not love their lives, but laid them down for him. Rejoice, O heavens, you citizens of heaven, rejoice, be glad. But woe to the people of the world, for the devil has come down to you in great anger, knowing that he has little time. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. Well, that was the first one on the accusers in this Britannica trying to be derogatory towards the flower, the golden flower to be exact. The golden flowers. I'm one of them golden flowers, 144,000 flowers of Christ, huh? I'm one. I was born on the sands, huh? On the treasure coast, huh? Representing the greatest state. Greater. Jesus said we would do greater. Huh? You know the thing about a golden star? The Florida golden star, they grow on the sands. They too can grow on sand. They don't have to be soily, muddy water. I'm just saying. Okay, next. The consequence was the next word. Revelation 22:12 mentions that Jesus is coming, bringing his recompense with him to repay everyone for what they have done. God, you made a promise. You made a promise to me. I don't know what nobody else's expectations is, but I know you made me a promise, huh? And I'm looking and ready for you to come through on your promises, huh? Now, I'm ready. So anyways, Revelations 22:12. Revelation 22:12 says, see, I am coming soon. It don't matter how old these books are. When I open them up, they brand new to me. So now that I see the promises, these promises are brand new, and they don't have to be 1,000 years, huh? They could be right around the corner. See, he said, in this age, I get to see him return. This age, I get to see my son. You don't believe that the dead in Christ is going to rise and we all go? I get to see. And then my family ain't going to suffer after that. So I ain't like I'm going to be crying and moping because of anybody, because old things going to be washed away, huh? And everything's going to change in the twinkling of an eye, and everything that's evil and wicked, huh? Going to be washed away. You don't have to believe it, but I believe it with everything in me, huh? Everything in me, huh? Go ahead. Go ahead and send them beams, huh? Send them beams from the Artemis moon structure that they done set up there, huh? Go ahead and send them beams with James Webb, huh? Don't forget, y'all got a star that y'all call y'allself hitting and penetrating, and it done healed itself and is back on course coming around the bend, huh? Go ahead. I'm ready. I'm excited, huh? No. Remember, don't stop anything that you're doing. Live each day if it's glorious, huh? Go ahead and go to work, because the Bible does say, huh? There's going to be those that's in the field, huh? And one going to look and the other's going to be gone, huh? If I'm on a computer screen typing, if they continue. Who knows what mind games they think they're going to play, that they think they're going to be successful when I'm all armored up in the love and light of Christ. And I'm here typing away, and they say, share your screen. And then all of a sudden, woo, you look for me and I'll be gone. God, you made, get it. This is going to be a new earth. So I am coming soon, and my reward is with me to repay everyone according to the deeds he has done. I am the A and the Z, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed forever are all who are washing their robes to have the right to enter through the gates of the city and eat the fruit from the tree of life. Give me a right to the tree of life, to the tree of right, to the tree of life. Oh, I ain't heard that song in a long time. Huh? I got a right. Huh? I don't know nothing about all these other rights. York rights, this rights, and that rights. I don't know nothing about all that. All I know is about the rights that my grandma told me about, huh? When she was sending me to young matrons, when we were young matrons. I don't know nothing about all that other stuff. Huh? Communion. What was next? The Kote. Revelations 13:4 discusses how people worship the dragon and the beast, marveling at their power. It's people worship. I'm talking about they so happy with all that the beast got to offer. Talking about I want some of their 48D credit. I'm ready. Every time you look around, somebody talking about, they owe us this and this and that, huh? We want this raggedy, pissy land that they done messed up, huh? And we fighting for the land. They ain't fighting for the children, but they fighting for the land. I'm just saying. Every day, 360, however many days of their years, they put in the Federal Register all the things they doing to hurt people, children, minds, the mental status, the physical status. And then they say, and then what we have done through the CHIPS Act is classified you as patients of research and development so that we can do it without your permission and we can continue to do it. And by the time you really realize that is being done, when we have gathered Gog and Magog and used the guardian of the spirit force to stop souls from leaving, by the time we finish with all that, they'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth and you'll be trying to kill yourself and you can't die because we will be owners of your soul. See, there was a point they couldn't touch our soul. That's the difference between this that is going on and the next phase. They couldn't touch your consciousness. They didn't have rights to your consciousness. They didn't have rights to your soul. Huh? When this is all said and done, they will have rights to your soul. It's on the paperwork. It's in the Federal Register. They could have control and touch everything else besides your soul. That's the difference between the first reset, the second reset, the third reset. How come the Bible says, and everybody that's seen these days have come and said, this time will be like no other time before? It's because they have figured out a way to have the rights to your soul. And if you don't armor up in love and light, you will be a slave to it. Next, the flower in Isaiah 40. Now, I'm not going to read that one. I'm going to read the one that means the most to me right now as I stand up and speak against MDRI and them, Solomon's House and them over there in the UK with their invisible schools of thought and what they built all of the government systems on in their research and development. As I speak against when they have their solar eclipse at high noon over Carbondale, Illinois, to try to reset and rectify times of old with having an eclipse cast over a pyramid state of mind or state of structure. Matthew 6:28. Why was Jesus talking about Solomon like that? That's when they really got mad. They said, who do you think he is? Huh? Who do you think he's talking to? They say, y'all heard him? Matthew 6:28. As a matter of fact, let me go on to 25. You don't have to worry about a thing. So my counsel is, this is what Jesus said, this is my instructions. Besides me telling y'all love is the key to your, that unlocks everything in your DNA. Love and light of Christos. Don't worry about things, food, drink, and clothes. For you already have life in a body. And they are far more important than what you eat and wear. Latrell Tinwell like to bring that up. He said, yeah, you know, I know that. That's right. Look at the birds. They don't worry about what to eat. They don't need to sow or reap or store up food. Your heavenly Father feeds them. And you are far more valuable to him than they are. With all your worries, add a single moment to your life. Will everything you worry about add on or take away from your life? How much money you could get in your account? How much land that you have? And then when you transition and you think your grandchildren want that land, they is willing to sell it, say, yeah, but we don't want this land. This don't mean nothing to us. Or like my mama used to say, worry about the job, and then when you leave or die, all they gonna say is she worked hard and she was a good worker, and then they will be looking to replace you the next day. And why worry about your clothes? Look at the flowers in the field, the flowers of Christ. Look at the flowers. They don't worry about theirs. Now, yet King Solomon in all his glory was not clothed as beautifully as the flowers of Christ. Solomon's temple, Solomon's house, the seal of Solomon, the star of Solomon, the same star that they use that's over there in Morocco, them same stars that did they flag in white and blue. Them stars don't mean nothing, They're not more valuable than any star of Christ. You ain't more valuable worshiping the devil and gathering Gog and Magog to continue tormenting, torturing, and everything else that they got going on in their research and development. Yet King Solomon in all his glory was not clothed as beautifully as they. And if God cares so wonderfully for flowers, just for the flowers, that are here today, I'm talking about here today, right now, the flowers. If God cares so much about the flowers that are here today and gone tomorrow, won't he more surely care for you, oh men of little faith, oh women of little faith? So don't worry at all about having enough food and clothing. Why be like the heathen? For they take pride in all these things and are deeply concerned about them. All these man-made images. But your Father, your heavenly Father, the one true and living God, the only true and living God, all the other gods beneath lead to something that can fade away and die. Your heavenly Father already knows perfectly well in what you need. He supplies all of your needs, so you don't have to worry about it. And he will give them to you if you give him first place in your life. and live as he wants you to. So don't be anxious about tomorrow. Tomorrow, God will take care of your tomorrow too. Live one day at a time. One day. There go that song. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking of you. Give me the strength to do everything that I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, but tomorrow will never be mine. Lord, for my sake, help me to take one day at a time. That song right there, we practice. I told this story before. Practice that song on the way to New York, huh? In that red Chevy my daddy had, huh? With the, in the back seat. We had the coolers, huh? And we had fishing rods. My dad stopped along the way and we did fishing and everything. We went to see some of his cousins in South Carolina and North Carolina and different parts of Georgia. And on the way, we all the way up to New York. He had us practicing that song because when we get to stand in front of his father, who was a pastor in New York on Long Island, huh? When we would get there, he wanted us to be able to sing this song for him, huh? And when we was on our way to the Empire State Building, cars was blowing and it all because we had the windows down. He didn't run no air conditioning. And as loud as we was singing, we was getting all types of attention on the way to the Empire State Building. Lord, for my sake, help me to take one day at a time. What a memory. What a memory. Well, that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and close off. That's enough about flowers. I'm going to go find something else to do. I got some studying because I have to be on my, what they say, I's dotted and T's crossed. Because Ephesians 6 said, yeah, I'm for to be a slave. And he gave me that scripture to prepare me for everything that I'm going through. And it's okay. You just handle it. Let me be your guide, huh? And everything gonna be all right. My mind is God's mind. I'm always reflecting divine wisdom and divine intelligence. My brain symbolizes the capacity to think wisely and spiritually. God's ideas unfold within my mind in perfect sequence. I'm always poised, balanced, serene, and calm, knowing that God will provide the perfect solution to all my needs. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, I hear you. I hear you, Latrell Tinwell. Huh? That what you are doing. Greater light.